Choose the work you love and you will never have to work a day in your life. There are a lot of people who don't like Mondays. In fact, Monday is being called as Monday blues. You see it all over social media on Monday morning. And people already start thinking about the weekend by the time they finish Monday at work. Most of the parents also come back home very tired, frustrated and exhausted, complaining about boss, the way your team behaved and so much of work pressure, and you don't feel like really continuing with this job for too long. Isn't this an everyday affair and everybody's story? My name is Sabyasachi Mittal. I'm here today for a very important session, career counseling, especially for students who are just clearing class 12th very shortly and parents who are going through this lifestyle on everyday basis. Do not you think it is our responsibility to sit with our children and help them decide a good career for themselves which they love, enjoy, are passionate about, so that they don't have to go through this grind on an everyday basis? Come, let's do it together. However, not everybody knows how to go about doing so. If you would agree with me, a lot of students end up pursuing BA, BCom or maybe even engineering at graduation level because they have not identified their area of interest or skill by the time they complete class 12. And maybe they take up these courses because they don't know what else to do, or maybe under parental pressure, or because the world thinks engineering, management and BCom are best of the courses to be taken up. However, is everyone successful after that? Most of the students land up in an MBA program because they think BCom didn't fetch me much, engineering I did from a college did not offer me a good job, and I need an add-on or a top-up program. Or maybe I don't think this is what I'm meant for, I need to explore something else in life. However, if you see very carefully, students by this time have wasted 3 to 4 years. So what is the answer to this big question? What should be my career like? What should I take up after class 12? If you see, the ideal definition of job that usually parents give the children or society or maybe your uncle and aunties and chachas and buas and mamas give you is about very highly paying and you don't have to do much and it should be very safe. That means you don't have to worry about getting fired or losing a job. But don't you think this is not what is called an ideal career or a job? Even if you do engineering because somebody suggests you engineering is very good and you have very bright prospects in career after engineering, do you think every student from the same engineering college appearing for the same campus placement, getting job in the same company, get the same package after all? So you have to prove your skills, your deliverables, your capability to be able to become successful and get a desirable salary or a package or a position you're really aspiring for. Every student, every individual has a different skill and everyone has a skill, most important of it. Please remember, every student, every individual is special. Everyone has a very specific and a very fantastic way of contributing and being purposeful in some field or the other. What is the solution? So how do we decide the career after all? Should we not listen to mamas and mamis and chachas and chachis and buas and mosas after all? What is that we should be doing? It is absolutely okay to listen to everyone. However, what is very important is evaluating it on paper. Have you ever tried to figure out whatever they're suggesting, does it even hold water? I mean, just come to think of it. Even if somebody comes to you and says, hey, you won a lottery, you get 1 lakh rupees. However, tell me, what are 5 things that you would want to buy or shop with this 1 lakh rupees? And I'm very sure if you start writing it down with the pen and paper, you'll write 5 points or 5 items you want to shop, and within a moment or a fraction of a second you would end up correcting that list once again. Because once you jot down points on paper, you feel, oh, this doesn't seem very relevant or my priority. I think there's something else that I would want to do. Because the moment you put things on paper, what happens is you hear, that is where you hold your pen and paper. When you look down upon from above, it looks like an aerial view. Now you are away from the situation. You get a very balanced and a very objective point of view, whether does it really make sense. If you see, be it Amitabh Bachchan or Naseeruddin Shah or even your favorite Kapil Sharma, these are not people who are engineers and doctors and have gone to brightest and the best of the colleges and institutions in the world. However, they definitely had good clarity in life from the very beginning about what they want to do, and they pursue that line and that field. The minimum what is very important for your professional growth and success and happiness is your area of interest and skill. That is primary. And then comes the second part of the story. To be successful in that line of study or field, do you require any kind of professional program, course, or a college so that you can have professional growth and the kind of career that you are really looking forward to? In this video, we will look at what are the kind of mistakes we make in deciding about a program, course, or career option, and what should be done, and how should we do it in the right way, and what is the method for deciding a career program. So now let's come to the meat of it. Very simple and straightforward method. You need a pen and paper, definitely. Do not plan it in thin air. Remember, the career decision, career option selection, which college you should go to, what course you should take up, is not just your individual decision as a student, or not even an individual prerogative or entitlement of a parent to decide a child's future. It is for both the people to sit together and understand what is my child capable of, what is his or her area of interest, and also what is the capability in terms of stretching for a kind of program in college from the point of view of fees perspective and city, and how far can you send your child. Also, from a student's perspective, you should understand, is it really worth investing in such an expensive program right now? Because you should be able to foresee, evaluate, and plan it on paper once again. What are the kind of options or future prospects that you get after completing that expensive program? So how you go about doing that is take a pen and paper, identify your area of interest. When I say area of interest, ideally I'm talking about your field in terms of subjects. Do you enjoy studying commerce or arts or science as fields of study? Then break them down further. When we talk about science, are you more into electrical equipments or electronics? Or do you enjoy computer and programming and how you go about making software? Or if you are into commerce, do you enjoy making balance sheets, costings and accountings? Or are you very good at statistics or economics interest you more? And the knowledge and study of financial instruments and evaluating them, understanding them. So understand, fields are very wide. So try to narrow down your interests as far as possible that you can based on your knowledge and learning so far, so that you can make a better choice there. Then you plot on a piece of paper based on this what are the kind of courses and programs that are available. Is it a BCom or a BCom honors, or would BBA and BBA in finance more appropriate? Or if you would like to get into law, would you like to go for a 3-year program or a 5-year program? Would it be a BSc LLB or a BA LLB? Based on your area of interest and exposure so far, first make this paper plan. Then correspondingly figure out what are the kind of colleges, entrance examinations those are available. If you select a particular college, then also plot in front of the college the kind of reputation that college has, ranking as per UGC and other university standards. You can always refer to a lot of learning groups or college alumni groups on Facebook and various other social tools and handles. So collect all this information to be able to make a very informed decision. If I take up a BBA or a BCom course, what is the kind of cost difference between the two? Maybe a BCom course from even a very good university or college doesn't cost me as high, as much as a BBA course costs. Also plot on a piece of paper that if you complete a BBA program or a BCom program, what are the job prospects after each of these courses? And if they are same, then after completing each of these courses, where do you stand in terms of learning and exposure? Do you think you get better knowledge of at least finance in BCom as compared to a BBA? Because in BBA for the first 2 years things will be largely general. And do you think if you want to even pursue an MBA course after BBA or BCom, that either of them will make any difference to your life? Because if you see in an MBA program, anybody and everybody can come. You can be a student from medical field, or maybe an art student, or even somebody who has been working or doing a job for 3 years, and you can be part of the same classroom. So does it really make any difference if you have any graduation degree in a management study to appear for an MBA program? These are very important decisions and thoughts that you need to put to be able to have a very appropriate selection from the choices available to you. In case you choose to take up a BCom, you will get definitely detailed and good learning of finance, and alongside, maybe if you have time, you can take up a foreign language course or a program, or maybe you can take up a part-time job which can build your resume a little better. And in addition to learning just your regular academic discipline program, you are also adding some more value to your professional profile. So these are different ways in which you're supposed to evaluate yourself and make a very informed and educated decision about your career. With this, I also offer you a very golden solution. I welcome you all to my online career counseling session. This session is absolutely free because seats are limited. The only condition is that parents and students should come together as a team so that I can interact with them, understand what do they want individually and what you as a student would want to pursue, what are your parents' aspirations about you and your future and the concerns, and we can address them together as a team and find a solution and find you a career or course. However, I would insist that parents and students, you both should come together for that session so that I can really understand what are students' aspirations and how do parents want their students or their children to be successful, and we can together as a team make a good plan of action for your options after class 12, or even if you're in a graduation right now and you want to take up some program at a post-graduation level, maybe an MBA or an MCom or MSc. So I welcome you all to this online session. You can register with the link given in the description of the video. Looking forward to meet you and help you, support you, guide you in taking a very informed and educated decision about your career. Do like and subscribe this video and pass it on to your family and friends so that by the information that I shared in this video and by registering on the link given in the description, your other friends can also take benefit of choosing the right career for themselves. Take good care of yourselves. Also, do let me know any kind of other subjects and topics on which you would want me to make videos and share information which can come very handy for you to progress wonderfully in your career.